normale, quindi non ti avvicina.
Occhio che te fai male.
A me mi fa male niente, fu.
Cazzo.
Oh, mazza che schicchera!
Io te l'avevo detto!
Ma ci proprio da schifo!
Hi, this is the Professional Amateur coming to you with another review. This week, Leo sent me Freaks Vs The Reich, also known as Freaks Out. And this 2021 film was directed by Gabriele Megnetti and stars Claudio Santamaria and Giancarlo Martini, among others, of course. The story of this movie is that it follows this group of misfits, and they're all kind of different traveling performers. One guy is all covered in hair. They have a girl who can light up light bulbs. They have a guy who can control bugs, and another guy who can magnetize spoons to himself. And in World War II, they want to join the biggest circus in town, Circus Berlin. And so they, I guess, go to Berlin, or the circus has come to Rome or something like that. And they want to join. Of course, it being World War II with the Nazis, they aren't treated very well, as they are not, the standard type of person that they like, as well as a few of them are Jewish as well. So they run into quite a few problems with the, Nazis in this movie. What will happen though? Well, for that, you gotta watch the movie and find out. All right, so let's discuss this movie. So what works with it? Well, with this one, I gotta say, I really enjoyed our misfits that we follow. I just thought their characters were so, real and likable, and certainly, you want to root for them. In addition, they're doing fun stuff with their powers. The bug guy controlling all these bugs, and the magnet guy magnetizing certain things, and it's just a lot of fun that they get into, or not so much fun from their perspective, but from the audience, you go through it and you're like, yeah, this is super cool. They're using their powers, you're enjoying it because of that as well. And so that certainly is a good thing. They have lots of fun kind of situations, but of course, not fun for the characters. Like with the Nazis, they were kind of famous for their experiments. So these guys might want to be experimented on, but of course they don't want that. So they have to, find some way around it or escape or whatnot. So there's just kind of a lot of just fun kind of story events as this one goes along. You don't see them coming as well. I don't know what I was really kind of expecting going into this one, but I certainly thought it was a cute movie. It was a fun kind of adventure with these guys. And so, yeah, it certainly works on that level. Also, I thought the locations that they do use are really cool. Most of it's just kind of in the Italian, countryside. But they have a few ones in Rome, and they're walking through the ruins of ancient Rome, and I'm that's a tourist destination. They have to close the whole thing down just to get these scenes, and they're just walking through it it's kind of nothing. And I was just wow, that's really interesting. And then how they're arguing and having these conversations within this very historical kind of setting, just I thought was interesting. So certainly that was something to enjoy. Furthermore, all of the technical issues I thought were really good, the sound, the setting, the lighting, all of that's very well done. I would even say the acting's well done as well. I know it's in a different language, so some things, might not come across, but I kind of imagine they really kind of inhabited these characters. So yeah, big plus on the acting as well. And that brings me to what doesn't work with this one. Well, some of the locations I thought were kind of confusing. They have Circus Berlin, but is that in Berlin, or is it a traveling circus that's come to Italy to try to get, Italians to watch their performance? And then even then, how the circus kind of works, it would have to be in Berlin, I guess. I don't really know. It doesn't really matter ultimately for the story, because they can just jump on, a train and get there in however many hours. So that was certainly something that, you can't really focus on. They also have the only enemies being Nazis throughout the whole thing. And this is, I guess, mostly in Italy. And I'm not sure how many Nazis there were in Italy. I thought Mussolini had his own guys and whatnot during World War II. So it just kind of seemed odd that, in Rome and everywhere else, it was just Nazis everywhere. And so, yeah, that was kind of a strange thing where, the Mussolini didn't have his own guys, I guess. And what else? I did think it was a little bit long. I don't think they could really kind of cut anything out or make anything go faster, but I guess it was just kind of how I was watching it. Late at night, a 2-hour movie is kind of it gets tedious after a while, so that is, certainly something. But, ultimately, that was just how I was watching it, I think. And with that being said, I think it's ultimately like a perfectly fine movie to watch. Don't think about it too much, of course. It is just kind of a fun ride watching these misfits take on the Reich, and I was enjoying it for the most part. As for my recommendation, well, ultimately it's a fun movie, I thought, seeing these guys take on the Nazis. So if you're just looking for some 2 hours of fun, this certainly could be a good option for you. As for a recommendation, well, I'm going to give it the above average 6. And with that being said, I think that's all I wanted to say. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.